Dude, you shot him in the dick.
Huh?
That's not cool, Butters. You don't shoot a guy in the dick.
Oh, Cartman. Oh, Cartman, you rascal. All right, so window lickers, IYH household members, anybody out there who enjoys tuning into the Bearded Brigade on a Monday, we are glad you're here. It's the Monday Night Raw preview review show brought to you by In Your House, courtesy of the window lickers. And, well, my friends here, you got the blue-eyed villain right below me. He is Grunmiester. He is our beautiful baby Philly boy. And we have Kevin Kalloway. He is our Chaos Goblin and our, he's our teacher, our guru of the IYH chats, of the shows, of anything. If you got a question, you ask Kevin, and he's usually got an answer for you. You may not like it, but you'll learn to respect the answers. How are you doing, fellas? Kevin, you got a new mic setup going on there, bud.
I think, well, technically it's an old mic setup. I still haven't gotten my tower fixed. And what I did do, because I wanted a nice mic to actually talk into and not get a bunch of static or have issues with it like we've had in the past with either Annie or me, because we use the same setup. I got a little receiver that plugs into my MacBook. Now I can plug USBs into it because I'm a technological genius.
I love it. I love it.
That's why we have him.
And it's very,
which is definitely accurate.
yeah, well, it's very punk rock radio station of you with that arm. I like it. You know that you're giving me Stern vibes back in the 90s.
Yeah, actually, I think the axes in the background really help that radio station vibe.
Yeah, well, it really does. It really does. Grunmeister, you're looking beautiful and as Philadelphia as ever. How goes it? How you doing in your football nonsense and all that jazz?
I mean, it goes good. My football team, my fantasy league team, is not doing well. Started off with an L. But I will say there's some good news for us wrestling fans that play WWE 2K25. They've released a new entrance and look for AJ Styles, and it is the one we've always wanted. It is Get Ready to Fly. It is OG TNA AJ Styles in his glory.
I just saw. I opened up 2K25 today, and I got a special My Faction card because I play the My Faction.
Yeah.
I play with the card game, and it was El Grande Americano. So I've been headbutting people all day.
Did you guys see?
As you should.
Yes. Did you also see that somebody took the mask off in Create a Wrestler? They took the mask off. The truth is, it's not Ludwig Kaiser. It's not Chad Gable. It's not even New Catch Republic.
It's vacant, isn't it?
No. It's Omos.
Omos.
Man, he swerved us so well too. What?
I thought for sure it was vacant.
Damn. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I enjoy that. Yeah. There was another one we shared, Grun. We won't say what they were saying, but here was the premise, Kevin, of the video. What we thought we were getting with Monday Night Raw going to Netflix. Let's just say it was Roman Reigns dropping the N-bomb quite often at Cody Rhodes to the point where Cody Rhodes drops one back at him, all AI generated and everything. But when we shared it in the chat, everybody was like, oh shit. Well, I guess, some of us did think maybe they would go a little more crass with their language. But yeah, that one was there were some really funny things being shared this weekend.
Jesus.
All around wrestling. And we already got the chat going. We got Jordan Kirby jumping in. We've been seeing him lately in a lot of the different chats. All I want is for AJ Lee to hit the just go to sleep on Becky.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
There's a lot of people out there, and our good old buddy across the seas, Nightwing. How goes it? I'm representing a little Union Jack over here. Stay frosty, boys. And then we got Nick joining us in there saying, hello, what's going on? How goes it? Happy Monday to you too, Nick. Thank you for joining us. Technically Tuesday in UK.
That's
Yes.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, because
Smashed.
they're 5 hours ahead. It must have just turned midnight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess it might depend on where you are in the
Yeah.
area of but yeah.
In reality, Nightwing's always about technicalities, so just let him be who he is over there. We'll just let him be over there. Anyways, so guys, how goes it? How was your week? How are we doing? Any new news outside of wrestling that you guys want to get into before we get into our subjects?
I don't think there's much
the news that I have is that the Lions do need to do better next week, and so do both my fantasy football teams. If I don't want to be guillotined,
yeah. This is the first football season, Grun. You know about this. I was talking about it on Sunday that I've had to, and I'm going to just say it because I could care less anymore. Illegally stream some of these games to watch them.
No, totally legally stream.
Yeah.
One.
Exactly. So I got to watch the Pittsburgh Jets game, and I must say that game alone made me excited for football. It was kind of cool to see Aaron Rodgers come out and get 4 touchdowns against his old team. And then you think, dude, I was so nervous, and this is just my trauma from being a Bears fan. Aaron Rodgers had the ball with 2 minutes to go. I thought he was going to get a 5th touchdown, pull out that Rodgers magic that he used to do in Green Bay years and years and years ago. But he set his team up for the young kicker to kick a 60-yard field goal to win the game for them. Amazing kick. The kid had a good 10 to 15 more yards onto that one.
Yeah.
And yes, Nick, I know you're a Jets fan, but he sometimes that magic. And I'm going to put this all on the coaches because Mike over there is doing fantastic as a Steelers coach. He just knows how to get these players to play for him. Outside of that, where are you guys at with what you've seen for the first week of the NFL? I know it's not over. Tonight's
tonight's your boys.
Yeah, Bears.
In fairness, I actually, if you would have asked me the same question last year, I'd have said the Bears are going to lose, guaranteed, to the Vikings. But this year, Ben Johnson as a head coach is a huge difference for the Bears.
It is.
And the biggest thing that they ran into a lot of the year last year was offense. And Ben Johnson is all about offense. So if that has any kind of effect, I think we're going to see a very different Bears team tonight. And I think the NFC North is going to be probably the most competitive division in all of football this year.
I think so too. I mean, there's so many teams in our division right now that are hungry, Vikings included. And the fact that, like what you're saying with the coaching, I think Williams just needs somebody who understands the offense that he can produce. And I think we got that here. Honestly, our defense, I mean, ever since Peanut left us, we really haven't. We haven't been hitting those strides.
We hasn't been like the worst though. Like I'm not saying it's going to be some iron curtain, but
But there were times where we were that iron curtain.
Exactly.
And those are the times that I fell in love with defensive football. That's what made me want to play defense when I did play. I didn't want to play offense. Who cares about getting the ball? I want to take the ball.
I want to take what's theirs. I don't want to do other stuff.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm excited to see tonight's game, to see what happens. I want to see where the Bears do go from here because jeez, it's been.
Listen, if I want to not be guillotined in the first week of my guillotine league, DeAndre Swift needs to go out there and do something. Literally anything.
Well, let's hope he does. Let's hope he does. And you know what? I will say this, Nick. Justin Fields proved exactly in that last possession he had why the Bears got rid of him. That dude has no clue how to manage a ball. Under pressure, he fumbles. I had high hopes for Justin Fields, especially when we let him go. I was like, good, he's going to get with somebody who can, help him grow. But dude, watching that, it was like, oh my God.
On the flip side of that, though, he did help put up a lot of points and move those chains.
He did.
So I don't think he's a playoff ready quarterback yet, but it might be a thing over time. He's still not that old, and he hasn't had a lot of experience going into those high pressure scenarios. Because a lot of times that he was with the Bears, and I don't think you're going to take any offense to this, they weren't very high pressure scenario. It was blowout.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
So
the times they were putting him out there in situations, he was like, hey, you guys do know we're not, even if I make 2 of these, we're not even touching
we're
where
not even
they're
close.
at. You're just putting me in danger.
Yeah. So,
and I feel for the dude.
I think he still has potential, but he still has things to prove to show that potential is a thing. So we'll see. It seems like the Jets offense is working better for him. So at least this is week 1. So it's not huge, but it's a sign. It's a sign of something.
Definitely. And one of the commentators in that game said, this is one of those games where the fans watch, and yes, your team may have won or your team may have lost, but we're looking forward to the next week to see if they can capitalize on that or grow from what they lost in week 1. So I'm excited to see where both teams go in that division. Looking forward to that. Grun, you want to finish out on the NFL talk, or are you good on NFL talk?
I mean, I just want to mention that Aaron Rodgers actually scoring 4 touchdowns and able to basically guide Steelers to a win. I mean, that's pretty damn good for a man that I thought was going to retire.
I was about to say Aaron Rodgers in the year of our Lord 2025 is still somehow Aaron Rodgers.
Somehow.
That's ayahuasca, baby. He's out there doing them ayahuasca treats, baby. Woo, woo, woo.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers as a person. I'll leave that on the table.
Okay.
But
no,
I will never take away his ability as a quarterback. It's ridiculous.
Dude, him and Brett Favre will haunt my dreams until the day I die.
Brother.
Both of those guys. Can't stand them as people. But god damn were they quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And,
man, and that Joe Mantegna, he used to kill us too, man.
Yeah.
Just one more thing I want to say. Look, the playoffs, they're up for grabs right now. That is absolutely certain. No one looks like they're dead set on making the playoffs.
True.
Eagles.
Miami looks like they're dead set on missing the playoffs.
Who is?
Yeah, Miami is looking like
they're dead
first
set
round
on missing that playoff.
They want that first round draft pick.
But other than that, I agree.
Yeah. Eagles.
They were garbage out there.
Miami.
Eagles had a little.
Can I hit the first breaking news?
Go ahead.
Hit me with the thing.
Oh, we gotta get that swoosh.
Hit me with the thing.
Hold on. I gotta get it. It takes some time to get to it. I'm sorry.
We got this. Hold on. I got this. We got this.
I wish I had that one too. Oh my God, where'd it go? Don't tell me it might have got taken out. Nope, there it is. Boom. Found it.
Breaking news. The Miami Dolphins are the new Jacksonville Jaguars.
I feel so bad for our fans because they waited for that. They're like, oh, the swoosh and whatever Kevin's got to say. And then, he just kicked the Dolphins right in the no square. That's awesome. I love it. Football season is back.
We're
fans.
back,
You
baby.
can see it. Yeah, the people who love it are definitely in high spirits, ready to talk that trash. All right, guys. So we've come to the topic portion of the show, and you know what, we're gonna get this one going and just get it done so we can have this discussion and move on to the next ones. So yesterday in the Sunday house party, if you caught it, we were talking about Logan Paul specifically. The chat started talking about him, actually asking us questions, so we started answering, and Grun gave a really good reasoning behind his opinions on Logan Paul. And through the entire time of Grun talking about it, I kept thinking of one guy. And the one guy I kept thinking of was Y2J, and the way he came into the scene and basically bullied his way, whined his way into the spots he got. and he kind of did it masterfully. And when he did it, he took out the two biggest stars of that moment, that era, and it was very unexpected, which I kind of think that's how we're going to get a Logan Paul title. It's going to be in the realm of what we've seen with Y2J. So I set that up to show you guys this so we can get this.
I do believe.
planned.
I think we talked about it on the show before. For myself, for Grunmeister, I think I truly believe that in the next less than 2 years, he's going to be a world champion.
Yes.
I can see it. I mean, the dude, we talk about it all the time on this network. Landon, come in, join us. Join us more.
Please.
Because you'll
Yeah,
hear these
really
thoughts. We love what Logan Paul does in a ring. He is so good. He understands the assignment. That match he had with John Cena, dude, the guy
Oh my
gets it.
God.
Yeah, he understands, and I fully back what you guys are saying with the in 2 years he's going to be a world champion.
Bro, Voice, you broke my brain, bro, when you made that Logan Paul Y2J comparison, because now I see it. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I could see that comparison in a big way.
Yeah.
Man, fucking Logan Paul in fucking 2000 Jericho. Yeah, I see it. A loudmouth who backs it up.
And think about this. When Jericho won the two titles, or when he won against Rock and Austin
And
in the
Stone Cold
same
in the same night.
in
yep.
the same night, no one thought he was going to do it. I
Yep.
feel that that's how they're going to do something with Logan Paul, to put a title on him. And then they're going to let him run and let him have his time and see where. All right. So that's the premise laid out, Kevin and Grun. Let's have the discussion. Where are you guys at with that thinking? And if it's different, what is your perception of Logan Paul, and when do you believe he might get a title?
You want to go, Kevin?
Sure, I'll head it off. I absolutely see the parallels, actually, as a wrestling mind, and how we're comparing Logan Paul. I think that was a really good comparison, actually, Voice.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Credit where credit's due, always. Logan Paul and Jericho are very modeled similar in the sense that they're both loudmouth heels. The paths are only slightly different in the sense that, yes, Jericho came in with a lot of fanfare from WCW. I think he did have that buzz, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if he had as much mainstream, like, non-wrestling fan buzz until he got there. And that's not a shot at Jericho. It's just the platform that he had. It's
At
not
the time.
Yeah, exactly. Once he got to WWF at the time, now WWE, he got so much more over. He got so much more mainstream attention with everything. Because in WCW, he did get a lot of good mainstream attention, but he was on the undercard. So because when you're on the undercard, it just doesn't, the perception of people isn't always huge. So you're not getting as much of those, for lack of better term, because I don't necessarily like the term casual fans, but for lack of better term, the casual fan of just like streaming through the channels. And I guess at the time in 2000 when he switched, you would have more of that term of casual fans because people are turning off and switching channels and surfing channels to see what's there. It's the casual cable goer is really what it is, if you really want a different term. But as far as how they present themselves in ring, I think they're incredibly similar. They do different moves, sure, but they're both yelling. They're both being cocky. They're both loudmouths. They both do very acrobatic moves for whatever time it was. Because remember, Jericho was hitting lion salts before we were seeing Rey Mysterio in there. Let's see. The parallels continue. Truly, the parallels continue. I think as far as Logan Paul goes, if you're not going to put the title on him in the next 1 to 2 years, I think you never do. And maybe that's a controversial statement, but he needs something because he's already in the main event scenario. So if you're
Mhm.
not going to go with him with a title, it doesn't have to be like him beating Cody Rhodes or anything. It could be. He could go the route of beating two of the largest over people. And if he goes that route, who would those two people be? In my opinion, it would have to be Punk and Cody. Maybe Cody and Roman, depending on if you have Roman at the time.
Yeah.
I think
No, I
those are
see
your
what you're
two
saying
biggest.
there.
Those are your 2 to 3 biggest.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to run a one-night tournament like they did for the Undisputed title. I don't think you have him do 2 singles matches because Jericho, it depends on the moving pieces, I suppose. Because Jericho won not because he was the best man, because he was, it was Vengeance 2001 that had happened. And he beat both people, but he did it underhandedly for both of them.
Exactly.
But the second match was a lot of interference to screw over Stone Cold, and I believe it was Booker T that came out and did that.
Yes.
To start setting up the Booker T's, still being there after all the WCW stuff. If you have those moving pieces, awesome. Do that again. Why not? If it's not broke, don't fix it. And quite frankly, we haven't done this angle in Check's watch 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
no, you're right on that. Yeah. I think it could work with him.
I agree. You have the template for it because the guy already existed and his name was Chris Jericho.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that. I love that type of thinking because there are a lot more parallels than I even thought of with these two.
You can go down
especially,
the list.
Yeah. And in the way they both set up a match is very similar to each other. Like you said, with the yelling, the aerial moves, a little submission here and there, and then they pull off a move where you're like, okay, they're backing up everything they're fucking saying. Grun, where are your exact thoughts on this? Because another interesting point, what Kevin brought up, was if you don't give him that title in the 1 to 2 years coming up, do you give him a title at all? Does that become his Achilles heel throughout the rest of his career? Never getting that title, or do they just give it to him in the next 1 to 2?
I mean, like, let's think. Okay, so in that sense, let's think Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston, we always thought could have a short title run. We never thought he could have a long title run. Not because he wasn't a great wrestler, not because he wasn't a great character, not just because he wasn't a great entertainer, but just because, like, yeah, like you compare his star power to Seth Rollins, to Randy Orton, like in moments Kofi can equal it, but on his own he has a hard time reaching that same level of star power. Not saying that the New Day isn't the greatest thing he's ever been part of, and I mean that in a positive light. Like, these were 3 guys destined to sit in catering, came together, created an amazing group that, it took a little while to get the wheels running.
I got my my New Day collection.
Nice.
But it's not even showing up, so who gives a shit?
But Logan Paul has star power, even if people hate him, even if he is being a fake version of himself, he still has star power. You can put the title on him, and you can give him a long title run. People will hate it, and when you're ready to have somebody turn uber babyface, you can have them dethrone him when they're ready to win the title. Name comes to mind: Dominic Mysterio. Like, because it would work so well. Fans already love to hate him, and they love to love him too.
Very true.
Because Dom, he is truly become his own character. Yes, there are essence of Eddie, there are essence of Ray, but this is truly Dominic's own person, his own character, his own way of doing things.
Grun, I love that you're saying that. 2 points I want to hit on. What you just said with Dominic, I thought it was going to be a version of Eddie, a version of Ray,
Mhm.
but we are not getting that. We are getting little droplets of those, but we are getting a self-made character that started when he was a child. I mean, he has grown into exactly what you would expect that kid to grow into being around that world if you're playing mind games in that world. So I love that point, Grun. That was beautifully put. Secondly, I want to say this. Okay, so Kevin brought up he doesn't think it should be 2 singles matches if we're having Logan take on 2 of the top guys. So it's going to be, could we say how Benoit won his title in a triple threat, where he beats the 2 top in a triple threat, and it's just
Could even throw another top heel in there for a fatal 4-way.
You could do that, and I think it would really work because you could hide a lot of the surprise of him winning that title in that match.
He can be shittier about winning in it too. I think it opens up a lot of possibilities to be shittier.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love this discussion specifically because I think it's a great one, and it's definitely one we're going to put a pin in because I think we're going to be discussing this one in the next few PLEs coming up, and maybe storylines being pushed on Monday Night Raw. So, guys, I just want to say real quick before we get into the other topics, yes, we have had a change in some of the shows coming up. I believe Beautiful Boutique.
Bouquet of Flowers. Bouquet of Flowers.
Changing from the Bouquet of Flowers. Okay. Bouquet of Flowers is changing or becoming the Raw deal with House and O'Neil. So check that out on Wednesdays. And starting next week on this show, we are going to have the goalie sponsored wheel. So from here on out, fans and guys, this is breaking news to you guys. We are going to have the wheel selection, and it is going to have Grun's name, Kevin's name, and my name. And that is going to be how we pick the first topic each week from now on. We're going to let goalies sponsor the wheel, and we're going to let the Wheel of Destiny start that off. So I wanted to get
I love
those
chaos.
Yes. And
you found a way to put gambling into the show.
Exactly. So fans, yes. If you're out there on Twitch, you're going to be able to collect points for watching the Voices channel, and also you'll be able to collect points on watching IYH's channel. And in those points, we will start having polls. If you've been a regular in the Lose channel on Fridays, Wednesdays, and sometimes Mondays, you know that he has a lot of gambling that goes on with your points. We're going to steal that from him because we love him. And he said, take anything you want, baby daddy. We love you. And I said, okay, I'm going to. Taking the car for the night, picking up a new, and then when we're off. Okay, so we're going to be bringing that next week. And then once the points are going to be able to accumulate, you guys will know, because if you're on it viewing us on Twitch, it'll start collecting. You'll see a little suitcase that pops up. Click that button. You'll collect your points and be able to gamble away with us on that. Who gets the first one? First topic every night. So, guys, let's kick it off to Kevin. Kevin, what is your topic, and what would you like to talk about this week?
Man, this is so open. Honestly, I'm sure it came up yesterday, but this is going to be a topic that's going to be huge going forward. I can't get her theme song out of my head since Friday. I haven't spoken on this show yet, about what the next thing is going to be for AJ Lee, and I'm talking about here's how it's going to be a little different, because I think when we're looking at AJ Lee, we're going, okay, here are the plans right now, and they're pretty obvious. I want to know what the plans are after, and if there's going to be plans after, because
we had a fan that did bring that up. They want to know what is happening after, and we didn't really hit on it. We gave small ideas, so we love this.
So let's deeper dive into it then. If you had small ideas, I'd love to hear them. Let's fantasy book, boys.
Well, let me throw this quick fact at you about AJ right now. She is 38 years old right now.
Yep.
And she's got a 9-pack.
Yeah. And she just came back in the best shape of her career.
Yeah, exactly. Never looked better.
For that, also in tandem with that, Becky Lynch is also 38 years old.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
And she's honestly in the best shape of her career too.
Yes, she is.
So a lot of our women's division at this point, a lot of our top women's division is I shudder to think older because they're not really that much older. Like, I get that women tend to phase out earlier in their careers. I think that's more of at this point, I think it's more of a personal choice than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think before, under the Vince McMahon regime, hi, Dad, under the Vince McMahon regime, they were phasing out because for them, sex sold. And it was what Vince did.
Yeah.
And as women got older, they viewed them more as undesirables. And that sucks. And I want that on record. I don't like
unfair.
Because if they are good at wrestling and still good at wrestling, then they are still useful at the top of the card or wherever you had them. That's fact to me. But we're in a different regime now. And because we're in a different regime, we have people like Becky Lynch, who is 38 years old, still on the roster and still able to give back to younger women and still able to work these programs and put them over. Like that Lyra program sold me more on Lyra. And I know the internet likes to say, oh, but what anyone thinking about Lyra now? Like, no, because she's not in another program yet. Come on. We haven't seen where she goes after this. But,
no, I agree with you.
But that program elevated Lyra to me. That's what they did.
Very true.
What they do next is up to them. But it elevated Lyra to make her seem like more of a threat when she comes back up. Yeah. What can we do then after we separate AJ Lee and Becky Lynch? And assuming that AJ Lee is sticking around longer, because we don't know that either. Assuming
we do know that she got a 3-year contract? Triple H and her signed a contract. They had a video of it before everything went live.
Okay, I didn't hear that part. So that means we have 3 years of AJ Lee, in theory.
Yes.
Even if it's not all the time, we have 3 years of AJ Lee. So in looking at this, because there's millions of ways we can go with Becky and AJ after this, I think what ends up happening is that we have AJ and Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental title after they do the mixed tag. That makes sense to me. Doesn't matter who wins that, because I think both their trajectories are very similar after that. It's just who's facing who as a heel and a face. So I guess this is really the big question. Like, yes, we could talk about fantasy booking, but I think the biggest thing is, who do you want to see? I'll open it up to Becky and AJ. Who do you want to see Becky and AJ work with to try and elevate them? Because at the main event scene, they don't really need to face the main eventers. They don't need to face a Bayley. They don't need to face a Charlotte. They don't need to face those people at this point. Or a Rhea. It's just not necessary until we get to Mania season. Then you can have a big match and then go away again. Who can they help elevate on this roster that you've been seeing, that you want to see happen? It could be NXT, could be someone that might be coming in later. Anyone. Shit, I'll take TNA talent.
Well, I think I'm going to say the obvious one that we all want to see. We all want to see AJ Lee work with one very specific prodigy, Roxanne Perez. Now, I just thought of this. AJ CM Punk turn heel at some point. I don't care when. I don't care how. But AJ Lee, Roxanne Perez as a tag team, I think, as a heel tag team, is better. Plus, you have Raquel as the muscle. Raquel's 34. In theory, in this point, like, you could still push her to be a champion. A singles champion for the first time since NXT.
Okay. Yeah. Roxanne Perez is the top of my list for sure. Okay. Similar statures. Mm-hmm. It's not like AJ Lee dwarfs Roxanne Perez like most of the other people on the roster. Not a shot at Roxanne Perez. She's just tinier, which is fine. But you'll get more of a back and forth match as opposed to, oh God, this woman is 1 foot larger than me. Oh God, matches.
Yeah.
And I think that's intriguing for Roxanne Perez, especially.
Yeah. I like that. We know as the fan base, we definitely want to see the Roxanne Perez match. That's going to be a fantastic one. I kind of want to see either one work with Chelsea Green. I think because you have Piper, she's on a trajectory and she is moving, and the other one's name is Alba. Right?
Alba Fire. Yep.
Yeah, Alba Fire. She's moving up too with those with Piper and Alba in the tag division. I love it because it really sets precedent for them to be able to work as a tag team together, but also develop their characters together and separately. We've seen Piper do it so many times.
Yeah.
And Alba, she's impressing me more and more. And one other thing I'd like to say towards the Lyra comment you made earlier, Kevin. Lyra impressed me. I always call her the Birds of War. It's love because the fact that she had the balls and the cojones to come out representing herself and standing on her 10 toes. But I always love Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and it just reminded me of it.
Yep.
But she really did, in that whole thing with Becky Lynch, she really did prove something to me, and I like watching a match of hers now. But yes, Chelsea Green, I would love to see either one work with her. If I'm going to be pushed, though, I would say AJ Lee. I would want her to work with her because I think, like I said earlier, I would like another rendition of Damage Control in a way around AJ Lee.
Okay.
Because I would love to see her working together with some of the Asian talent because I don't know. I think all of their vibes would really work together, and I think it would produce a really cool group. I really think it would.
I think another interesting combo for a tag team for AJ Lee would be Rhea Ripley. And I think their aesthetics would go together very well. Because then
Friends
you have
of the Squared Circle.
friend.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us and enjoy what we have to say. Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good. I like the aesthetic of AJ Lee and Rhea Ripley together because I think they have a similar aesthetic. Not like entirely, but at least enough to be on the same page. And if CM Punk is publicly going to say, yeah, I'm friends with Rhea Ripley, then like it's right there because he did that in the promo. So
that's a fair point. I forgot about that.
So it's an easy pairing, and it also keeps Rhea Ripley away from a main title, which I know some people are getting pissy about. So if you want to take a break from her in a main event title scene, you can still keep her in a main event title or main event aspect by keeping her in a big high profile tag team.
It's like the Charlotte Flair effect.
Bingo. Same basic premise. So I think Rhea Ripley would be good there, but even I'd love to see Rhea and Becky work for the mid card title too. I think that would be a good match. She doesn't need those matches again, but it could be good. If I'm really, really wanting an elevation out of these two, though, I've got one for both of them. They're different people, but I got one for both. I want to see Jordynne Grace come up and wrestle Becky Lynch.
Yes.
And I want to see Blake Monroe come up and wrestle AJ Lee.
Good Lord, Kevin. Kevin just booked amazing things right there. Come on. Tell me you wouldn't want to watch it. We would eat popcorn, hot dogs together. What do you guys eat in Philly? Cheesesteaks?
Cheesesteaks, soft pretzels.
Cheesesteaks.
Perfect.
All right, let's go. Let's watch these matches.
Yeah.
I love that. I love those picks. And Grun, I do really want, like, I'm almost willing to sacrifice whatever we were talking about to get that Roxanne Perez match. But I do want a story with it, you know?
Yeah.
But I do not want the fangirl story that they've told so many times before. I need something different.
I don't want it to revolve around Punk either.
No.
Can we keep it away from Punk? Not because it wouldn't be intriguing, by the way. It would be good business. So if they went that way, like, I get it. But I don't want a male wrestler to be the centric of the reason for the two female wrestlers. AJ Lee went through that too much in her career to keep doing it.
Exactly. I agree with you. Go ahead.
The thing that actually came to mind when you were saying Punk shouldn't be involved is I thought how Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae were kind of like mom and dad to Indy Hartwell, who is in love with the crazy stalker. But you know what?
That could play well, though.
That was actually done very well.
Yes.
And I don't think Punk is great. AJ Lee is great. Roxanne Perez is great. I don't think they could tell a story as good as they did back then. I think if you're gonna do that again, it can't be with this combination. I don't think they can do it the way that as good.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have the extra element of Raquel in there.
Yes,
that's true.
So maybe I'm not saying that they can do it as well, but maybe they can give us a cooler adaptation of what they've already made.
Okay.
But honestly, we have no clue where they're even going from, because like we said, we're getting this mixed gender match, and we can almost assume, I mean, if we're in Vegas, we're putting money on it's going to be a match between Becky and AJ after this. It's going to be solo there. Why wouldn't you go with that?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's right there. And then that frees up both of them to go their separate ways, and even possibly meet back up depending on the result of that match for that title. But yeah, I love where we're going with both, because even Becky, I wouldn't mind seeing her going up against Chelsea Green and having a big feud with her, because I think you're going to elevate Chelsea Green into another level, especially if you give us a really good match with her and Becky. That just proves that Chelsea can go not only in a comical sense and an entertaining sense, but in a real life, like wrestling match sense. And I think that just builds her up even more. So I'm all for that one. All right, so let's move on, Grun. We're going to put a pin in that one, and we're going to get to what you want to talk about, Grunmeister, our Philly baby. We love you, Grunny boy. Talk to us.
Well, I just remembered something, that this Friday is a very special day in AAA. If I remember correctly, it's Triple Mania, I believe, this weekend.
Triple Mania happened. It's something else.
I mean, which one is?
You didn't learn nothing, Grun.
Yeah, no. I'm an idiot. I am very, very sorry. But Dominic Mysterio is competing for the AAA Mega Championship against Della Vikingo. And it is a one-on-one match. I think Dominic Mysterio is going to win the AAA Mega Championship, and
I think that's very possible.
So I want to, what do you guys think is going to come from this main event, regardless of whether Dominic wins or loses?
That's a good thing. Okay, let's say first, Kevin, if we can, let's go with loss. If he loses, what does this mean for that promotion, AAA? What does it mean for Dominic himself? Worlds collide is what we're getting.
I think, it is Worlds Collide, and it's Friday, it looks like.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, if he loses, I'll be honest, I don't think it's a bad thing for Dom. I don't think he's hurt by a loss, and I don't know how much he's helped even by a win. It's not to say that AAA doesn't matter, because it does. But realistically, Dom is on such a trajectory that if he eats a loss, it's not a big deal. If he gets a W, he's still in the same position in this way. Really, the next way to elevate Dom, because he's already got the Intercontinental title, the next way to elevate Dom is to either turn him face or to have him win a world title. Those are or give him something like blood feud, like main event blood feud. Think CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, something like that. Because he hasn't had those yet, minus with his dad. And those elevated him already, which is good. But I don't think they can go back to the Rey Mysterio well for a little bit. No. So if we're thinking that way, as far as a loss for Dom in this scenario, there are ways to do it that save Dom. But man, I'm looking at AAA right now, and I'm not part of the organization, and I'm not I'm not in tune with all of their fandom. But what I do know is that Vikingo is getting booed out of the building as their top face because I watched it happen.
Wow.
And I don't know if you guys know why, but
no.
Generally speaking, the fandom views him as a paper champion for WWE. Because he took it off of Del Rio, and then they got rid of Del Rio.
Oh, wait, the fans.
So the Mexican fans have basically started revolting against the champion.
Vikingo. Oh, shit.
Because he was over his shit before that. He was huge for him. But then because he beat Del Rio, they've all just been like, well, he's WWE's installed champion because they bought the promotion.
Yeah.
They immediately put the title on him.
No shit.
So their the timing has not helped them. So in that sense, I would have Dom lose here.
Yeah.
And the reason that is because I don't want video of Dom getting cheered out of the building for winning the title.
Oh no.
I love
if you do, damned if you don't.
I love how
That's the problem.
What? Well, here's the thing though. Okay, AAA. Let's say, just knowing what I know of them, they tend to not only stick in traditional lucha libre wrestling, things like that. They also like to dance outside the circle and see what works, see what sticks. So here's the thing. Why not have Vikingo keep that title, have an amazing match? He beats Dom. So that sets Dom from going back and trying to get it off Vikingo. So that allows you to bring in another guy to challenge Vikingo.
Yep.
Or, something else. Maybe throw a triple threat in there with another guy from AAA and someone from WWE. More guys coming in, going that way. Now, if you do make Dom the champ, you have the adverse effect of that. You're only going to be able to really bring in the AAA guys to go against him. Because it wouldn't make sense to have another WWE guy battling Dominic Mysterio.
I think the fans revolt on that too.
Yeah, exactly. But if they're revolting on Vikingo, I say play in that. I say keep him as your heel champ. If they're going to boo him and do, that's only money. That's hatred. That's because then you can build up a young talent that ultimately takes it off of him and has this big explosion. I'm thinking somebody like, if this was AEW, this would be a perfect time to get Daniel Garcia over. This would be a perfect time, things like that, because then you're playing in that homegrown person that you've built up, taking it off this person that even the fans don't believe is the real champion of the organization. I think that there's money there.
I think there's a lot of money in after Vikingo gets through Dom and these WWE wrestlers, because they could have him face another one. They could do whatever. Once he gets through all the WWE wrestlers, that's when you start putting him against the AAA wrestlers, the faces. And it's face versus face because they're going to pick the other face. Unless they can get them to naturally turn back to Vikingo, which is possible. I'm not a time traveler. I'm not a wizard. I can't predict all of the
harder to do though. Harder to do.
I agree. It is harder to do. It would have to be a natural movement. So because of that, you could have someone like an Octagon Jr., a Mr. Iguana, anyone really that you got on there that is also a face, beat Vikingo and elevate them. So in that sense, I think we're looking at a Dom loss here because it makes the most sense, again, just to not have fucking footage of him getting cheered out of the building again.
Yeah, with that information now that Vikingo was put into a really bad position, shouldn't I think this means WWE are. I think they are considering allowing AAA to bring back Alberto El Patron.
I think they are,
I
and
think-
Why not?
I mean,
so it look okay. All right, I'm gonna lay it out this way for me personally. Business wise, if we're just looking strictly business and not taking the emotion or what he did or anything else into it, I think it's 50-50. And to me, it's 50-50 because I don't know how he's going to be in that locker room, because he has had more instances than just the latest one.
You're you're right.
He has had a history of incidences. So that's where the 50% negative of the business comes from.
Yeah.
The 50% positive, though, could outweigh it in this scenario. And that's that they could save AAA champions from getting booed out of the building by just bringing him back to the organization. Like, I think the boos go away as long as Del Rio's back.
Yeah.
I don't think that they stay if Del Rio's back. And that happens over time. Of course, it won't happen all at once. You'd have to have Del Rio against Vikingo because they'd have to have that match again. On a personal note, I don't know all the allegations that happened. I don't know the veracity of everything. But assuming that any of the things reported that I've heard from Del Rio have happened, I personally don't like those things in the locker room because they can cause trouble and a rift. And
very true.
And you are dicing on morale at that point if you bring back someone like that. And you've already done that a couple times already this year. So you might not want to do it a fourth time for a guy like Del Rio. Because for Brock, you already went there, and I get it. But he's also going to be one of those that divides the morale.
Very true. Very true. I think look, there's some incidences that happen that we are unforgivable. We need to just, acknowledge that. Yeah, you get booted instant. But others, smaller infractions, I believe that there has to be a path to redemption, or there's no reason to do good to begin with. So for me, if he's going to divide a locker room, that means he's going to divide a show. And we can't have that.
No.
That because overall you're hurting the fans, you're hurting the product, and that just can't be.
I agree.
I think Alberto needs to really self-reflect and become maybe a yes man to everything. Tearing down a ring, building up a ring, doing all those things. Go back to the ground floor because there are a lot of things said out there about that man.
Yeah. I mean, there's been video of some of it. There's been it's not ideal.
Good.
It's not good.
No.
So it depends. Again, it depends on the veracity. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury, and I'm definitely not an executioner. So I don't know all of the veracity of everything that's ever been reported, but I do know that if you have that many reports, some of them are likely true.
That is 100% on that one. Grun, I'm going to allow you the last words on this.
Okay.
Do not make me regret this, Grun.
Understood.
Okay.
Understood.
Make him regret it.
So I think best case scenario with Del Rio is that he is guilty of being a hothead and causing people to feel threatened by him, because as you said, there's video evidence that he can get hot-headed. Same time, I imagine there's 1,000 hotheads in pro wrestling right now.
Accurate.
Now, so his Del Rio is definitely has issues. That is something everyone can agree on. What those issues are, honestly, because nothing was ever really made super clear about some of them, not really sure what those issues are. If the fans seem like they are interested in, the AAA fans seem to want Del Rio back. Seems like they have the opinion generally overall that whatever he did maybe wasn't as bad as what the reports were. Maybe people exaggerated the accusations. Maybe. I don't know. Oh no, but the AAA fans say they want Del Rio back, which says a lot. But
They're the ones who pay.
Yeah, now you can test the waters with how the WWE fans would react. WWE fans could absolutely say, nope, keep him away,
Oh.
screw him. They could absolutely be completely different. And you know what? Keep Del Rio in AAA. Like, who does that really hurt? It's like, oh, WWE has like, well, look, we keep him in AAA because the AAA fans like him. They pay us money. If you pay us more money than the AAA fans, maybe we'll get rid of him. I'm like,
Well,
money
money does talk.
Yeah.
I mean, like we've all said, this is a business. Del Rio seems to be good business for AAA, and maybe he doesn't hurt the AAA numbers. If he doesn't hurt the AAA numbers, he might be back at some point.
That's fair point, Grun.
Fair.
I mean, their fan base does pay those bills, so if they want them, who's anybody to say? I mean, he hasn't murdered anybody, but he does need to clean up his act if he wants to be a part of a locker room, because trust, from my understanding, is the number one thing there. And if people aren't trusting you, why would they give their life into your hands? I wouldn't. I would never like load up a gun and hand it to my bank teller and be like, put it up to my temple. I trust you're not going to pull the trigger. That's just not something I would do. All right. So I think we'll put a pin in that one because I'm pretty sure Alberto Del Rio will come up again in discussions, especially after this Friday from Worlds Collide. All right, guys. So we're about ready to go into Raw. It's about to go 2 minutes outside of them going live. So go out there, go watch Monday Night Raw so you can be informed and you can come and hang out with us and see what we do every Monday night here. So Grunmiester, let them know where those blue eyes can be seen away from IYH.
You can see me on twitch.tv/Grunmeister under the same name on YouTube and Kick. I multi-stream Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Grun's Room, talk everything WWE, SmackDown, Pro Wrestling, and anything else that is interesting that is non-political.
Love it, Grun. And keep that, everybody. You heard the last thing. Don't go over there talking politics with Grun because, well, he gets a little fired up. So, all right, Kevin, let them know where they can find all the chaos that you put in a pot and stir up for us.
You can find me at Facebook at Kevin Kalloway, Instagram at Kalloway Kevin. I'm not posting as much because it's not on my phone and all that fun stuff. You can also, in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. September 21st. Dakota Inn Beer Brawl. All German themed, baby. German sausage, German wine, German beer, German grapples.
Whoa. German.
Get your tickets at Ticket Bud. I'll have links on my social medias there. I will make sure to get that done. And then you can also find me at twitch.tv/Kevin Kalloway Pro. I'll probably be coming at you with a stream either Thursday or Friday this week. Probably Thursday or Friday this week. And I am going to be streaming that new survival horror game, Chronos, The New Dawn.
Ooh, looking forward to that. That's going to be some fun. Go out there and check out what my friends are doing and all their streaming that they're doing. So if you like this, why don't you come back next Monday? Same time, same place, same faces. It's going to be 7 p.m. Monday night here where we talk about Monday Night Raw. So guys, Monday Night Raw is going to start kicking off at 7 p.m. coming up. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to have some watch-alongs with that first hour. If it's intriguing. If it's stuff we're like, oh, phony baloney, we don't care about that. We're not going to watch it. We're going to talk about something else. But we're always going to keep giving you new things coming here on the Monday Night Raw show. So join us 7 p.m. Click the like, subscribe, get all the notifications ready because you want to know what the Bearded Trio has to say about Monday Night Raw. Outside of that, there's a show I do on Thursdays, and it's Extreme. And speaking of Extreme, we're going to highlight one of the most dangerous men to ever lace him up in ECW. The most notorious murderous man He's almost killed a couple people in the ring. He is New Jack. He is the gangster of ECW, and we're going to honor him. And you know what? You're going to hear more stories of me staying up late and just waiting for him to go live on his social medias at 3 a.m. because he couldn't sleep. So he would just tell stories and, well, do some substances. But it was a fun thing. It's New Jack. Join me in house at 6 p.m. on Thursdays. It's a fun time. Outside of that, there's a Saturday show that goes around every once in a while. It's called Conspiracies at Seas. Did you get your passport? Have you got your dock ticket? Because that's the only way to get onto it, because we never know when we're going to set sail. But you need to hit the notifications, and you'll find out when we do, because it'll tell you. So you can join me, Viking Storm, and Luna herself. She's our young Jamie. And you can talk any type of political things. That's where you can get crazy in IYH. Outside of that, it's a Sunday house party. Anybody who's part of IYH who's available and wants to talk wrestling, join us. Aaron Greiner is going to be joining us this Sunday. It's going to be a fun discussion. We had a great discussion last week. We had DC on. It was some fun times. Grun, we had a great time. It's IYH, baby. That's what we do. And we will be doing it again next Monday, 7 p.m. So go watch Monday Night Raw, and let's talk about it next week. Bye.